Hello everyone, it's me, that divination witch. I hope you're all doing well. I'm back with another witchy video, and this is another in my series of different spirits, deities, entities that I have met over the years and my account of them. This is a witchy safe space, so if there's any questions, ask away. I'm more than happy to help. No question's a silly question. I do take suggestions as well and requests. This video was actually requested by the spirit themselves, not by a human. And I promised to do this. So yes, let's talk about King Belial. Okay, if you don't know who I am, hi and welcome. My name's Sarah. I'm that divination witch, and this is my witchy safe space where you are free to ask questions. No question's a silly question. I share my journey, information I've learned. I just try and be down to earth and normal with it all. So if you like that, I hope you stick around and hit subscribe. I'd be so grateful. I've also got a link tree below if you're interested. I've got a shop and a Patreon where I offer readings and other things. So I'd be grateful if you could check it out and support me. That would be amazing. Thank you. King Belial or Belial, or I don't know how else people say it. Actually, I was going to do a whole thing, but I don't know. I say Belial because my friend says that. Before that, I used to say Belial. But still, who is he? Well, he's a complex being, very left-hand path. He is known as a demon, and I don't want that to scare people. I really don't. But if it does, well, maybe this video will help you see some other sides to him and to demon. Now, at time of filming, he's recently helped me with something, and I want to just get this out there, I've never made a pact with a devil or anything like that. I've never summoned a demon with Solomonic magic. I've never offered my blood and my soul or anything like this. That is something that can happen, don't get me wrong, but it could happen with any deity. It's called a pact. It's called a promise, a ritual. You could do that with any spirit. Doesn't mean that it's the norm, though. And that's my experience when it comes to demons, that they've never pushed me into doing something I don't want to do. Never done something against my will. Never said, you have to give a pact with me or whatever. That's never happened. Now, he's helped me with something of his own volition, of his own free will. He has been helping me recently. See, he's not someone I've worked with for a very long time. And my story with him is that I met him through a friend. He is one of her patron gods. And I see him as a god. He is known as the lawless one. He was known as the devil, I suppose, like a lot of demons are. I mean, his name is one of many that Abrahamic religions refer to when they say the devil, the Satan, the Lucifer, the Beelzebub. Belial was one of them, and his name was used kind of like a title like that. But he is his own person, his own entity. And yes, I do see him as this ancient god. I don't know a heck of a lot about his backstory because it's early days for me and him, and I don't know if he will be sticking around for forever, because he's came to me because he got to know me through a friend. And this kind of happens, just to put this out there, if you are a pagan, a witch, if you're working with different spirits and deities, hell, even if you're not, your spirits, your guides, your gods, etc., they check in with your friends and your family because they want to know, number one, that they've got the best intentions for you. But number two, in time, if you do become friends and genuine, and they kind of look out for you as well. I have that kind of relationship with the Morrigan too, because she is a member of my family's guardian. So it happens, it really does. So that's how I came to meet him. Well, I'd met him before that in readings for people, but I'd never spent time with him. But yeah, over the months we have kind of gotten to know one another, I suppose. And he decided, right, I want to help you as well, Sarah. You've got some demons, per se, that you need help with. I'm going to help you. And he strongly helped me with some shadow work. And shadow work, I've got videos about it. But that's processing traumas. He's pushing me. As me and my friend so kindly call it, it's the Belial trials. I've noticed he pushes you out of your comfort zone to get shit done. It's like there's no point in resting in a toxic thing. For example, you're in a job, you hate it. It's toxic. It's bullshit. Well, there's no point in staying there if it's toxic and bullshit. Even if you're comfortable with it, you're miserable. So he'll push you out of it. That's just an example. That's the sort of stuff he's been doing with me, pushing me out of my comfort zone to say, you know what? Fuck it. And it's been working, let me tell you. He's really given me a kick up the bum, proverbial kick up the bum, to be like, no, you know what? I'm not going to worry. I'm going to just do this. I'm going to get some confidence behind me and do it. And over the past few months, you might have seen me mention him a couple of times, but that's what's been happening. And I'm very grateful to him for that. And it was unexpected. And, I never thought I'd work with him, but hey ho, I have. And I still am at time of recording. And yeah, he helped me last night with something. And I said, okay, right, well, as kind of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you want me to talk about you, I will. Because he knows all about this, of course. And he said, yeah, I want you to. And here we are. And I'm talking about him. Yes, he is known as a demon king. And he's known as the lawless one. And yes, he's known as the devil. And all these bad things. But is he bad? No. Is he good? No. He is, I'd say, neutral. I wouldn't say he's misunderstood or anything like that. I would say he works within his own free will. He's very much someone who, like I've said, will push you out of your comfort zone. He has his own rules. He doesn't conform, and that's probably why he's demonized. I have a theory, and this is completely UPG, but some people call him a fallen angel, but that's kind of the normal when it comes to demons, although not all of them are fallen angels. It's just something people will call them. When these grimoires in the Middle Ages, etc., were written, well, that was a name for a demon back then. So he's known as one of these, but is he? I believe he is a celestial being in his own right. But some angels, this is again UPG, what I've come to realise, but some angels are not these figures you see in the Bible or, holy texts, they are divine light beings. They are very close to source being God, being the creator God, because I believe all deities are extensions of that. And angels are some of the closest beings to God, kind of like the left hand and right hand man of God. But they aren't human or humanoid. They aren't deities per se, although they are, they're not like a god in their own right, but they're like servants to Source, doing Source's work. And the way the universe is made up, we all need light and dark. And it's been bastardized into good and evil now. And yeah, there is good and evil. There are some true evil people and beings out there. You can't excuse that. But there is light and dark in everyone, whether we like that or not. And it's toxic to think otherwise, whether you are a toxic love and lighter or a toxic edgelord who thinks they're a badass. Doesn't matter. You've got light and dark in you, good and bad, or whatever you want to call it. So angels, I feel there are two polarities of them. And I'm not saying this is all demons, but I have a theory around Belial. And some of the things he showed me, that he is one of the first dark beings. Now, he is linked with Earth, and he's linked with this Earth. That's his element. Very primordial. And the way I see him, it's not a man that I see. It's it's a hood. He looks like the Grim Reaper. He looks intimidating. Can't lie. He wears a hood. He's shadow itself, but not a shadow person. A bit like how Hecate normally conceals her face, but for a different reason. He is shadow. He understands shadow. He lives in shadow. He embodies shadow. He embodies earth, the low vibration. Whereas someone like, I don't know, Uriel off the top of my head, I would see Uriel as up there. Although I believe one of his elements might be earth as well, but he is a light being, a different end of the spectrum. That's the way I see it. We need both to exist, and outside of angels and demons, any pantheon, you've got chthonic gods, gods of the underworld, etc. And then you've got ethereal, celestial gods, prime example being the Olympians and the chthonic gods in Hellenic mythology. You know, it's very, very complex, it is. And thinking to that Hellenic mythology, think of Zeus, and he is, historically meant to be one of the most powerful celestial gods up there on that end of the spectrum. And yet, because it's that complicated and all these deities have different epithets, like there is a Zeus that has a chthonic epithet, an underworld epithet, a warlike epithet. They have dark sides as well. So do angels. Uriel again, we'll go back to him. He is a punisher, a divine punisher. Him and Raphael, poof, you don't want to mess with them. They're like the prison wardens. They're like the authoritarians, they would be the executioner in punishment. There's good and bad in all of us. Angels, demons, gods, goddesses, etc. But that doesn't mean that his, meaning Belial here again, that his polarity is all love and light and whatever. He can be helpful, he can be kind, he can be compassionate. But he can also deal the swift hand of justice, and you don't want to get on his bad side, definitely not. He can be intimidating and scary, and I'm not sugarcoating it. He can be. Even I was like, whoa, he sometimes gives me a headache. His energy is so powerful. But once you get to know him, as long as you are respectful and, you're not childish, selfish, show him the respect. Even if you don't want to work with him, even if you are a bit afraid, if you encounter him, as long as you are respectful, you've got nothing to worry about. As long as you're not a dick, you've got nothing to worry about. If you go in there with arrogance and an attitude, then you've got something to worry about at that point. But I would say the same for any god and any angel. And I've learned this the hard way because, well, I wasn't always the most sensible when it came to deity work, especially when I first started. I didn't want anything to do with Christianity for a while, and I bad-mouthed a lot of angels and things like this. That wasn't mature of me or sensible of me, and I got my ass handed to me. So just be respectful is what I would say. But yes, he wanted me to make this video, and I said I would, and here I am. If you wish to work with him, he's more than receptive. You do not need to know everything there is to know about Solomonic magic or anything like that. In fact, it's preferred you do not use that because it's not exactly nice to them. Light him a candle, red candles, black candles. He likes spirits as in whiskey, rum, brandy, sometimes vodka. He likes cigars. He likes incense, like dragon's blood and opium. Tobacco. Yeah, well, that's not just an incense. He likes the symbols of themes and daggers and swords. He will help you through the shadows. He's known as the void as well, he's putting in my head. He knows how it is to feel nothing and everything, and to question and to be lost. He, like Hecate, helps people out of that state. He helps lost souls, living and dead. Him and Hecate seem to really get along. And if you are someone who is going to be pretty left-hand path polarized, I have noticed Hecate brings a lot of people to him. You know, there's certain gods and goddesses that she seems to bring people to a lot. Now she can bring it to anyone, you know, she's a guide. But yeah, they seem to have it's like kindred spirits, you know, it's like, yeah, I get you. Yeah. And yeah, just show him respect and you'll be fine. So that is him. He is technically part of the Goetia and he has a sigil. Yeah, you don't have to work within the Goetia just to work with him, or you don't have to understand all of that, I suppose. You know, he's his own person, his own being, his own god, his own deity. And he's known as a king, so just remember that. You know, as much as you might pay respect to, I don't know, Zeus, I always use him as an example, do the same for him. So I hope that helped, and I hope that maybe put someone's, I don't know, mind to rest. He is not going to force you into anything you don't want to do at the end of the day. He might push you out of comfort zones, yeah, but that's with your consent and with you knowing. He's not going to be doing these things that people say, you know, when you know, there's certain individuals on here that say they're all these monsters and whatever, and you know, it just feeds into the fear at the end of the day. We all have monsters inside of us. You know, some of the most light being gods that exist have a dark side as well. We all do. So yeah, I hope that helped. And if you have anyone else you want me to talk about, let me know. I do have a list going on. It might take a little while, but I will get to it. I will. I've got quite a few things recorded I need to put together. But yes, this one kind of bumps up the list because I did say I would make this video for him. So I hope it helped, and until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.